Hello, friends. Welcome back. Haven't done this in a little bit. I've been slacking, but little UFC recap. We're gonna be recapping UFC Fight Night, aka UFC Canada, aka UFC Winnipeg. It was a whoa. Did not mean to do that. Did not mean to do that. But excuse me. Without further ado, we will be recapping all of the fights. I actually did not do as good on the picks as I thought I was going to do. I kind of started off with this: Jamie Siraj versus John Yanis. I kind of forgot about John Yanis. My fault, John Yanis. I forgot about your game. Brother actually knows how to box. He has hands. Jamie Siraj had a long road of personal recovery. Man was dealing with multiple medical conditions, medical afflictions. Made a recovery, was able to make his UFC debut, but John Yanis just, it became fairly evident fairly quickly that Giannis was going to have his way with Jamie on the feet. The hands were just landing, the right hand was finding the target, and Jamie was starting to get stunned a little bit more and more until John Yanis eventually just caught him clean and put him out. Great fight for John Yanis. Looking forward to see his next one. Moving on, this is kind of where shit started to go tweaky. It's the beginning of it. We're talking about Mark Balogdin versus John Castaneda. I actually went with John Castaneda, and John Castaneda was winning the fight. However, because of a point deduction, this fight ended in a draw. Even with the point deduction, actually, I thought John Castaneda was going to win, but Mark Balogdin still was able to fight back. Wasn't getting dominated. Mark is a dangerous fighter, actually, man. His hands, he's not afraid to go forward, even if dudes are a little bit bigger than him. Great Contender Series fight, great debut. Didn't get the win, but didn't lose, also, on the other hand, actually. So, moving on. Still doesn't count as a correct pick, though. J.J. Aldrich defeats Jamie Lynn Horth after a 3-round decision. Now, this is the one that got everyone up in arms online. However, if you were in the Smokey Hours Fight Companion, there was not a single fucking minute of the fight where I wasn't like, yo, I think J.J. Aldrich is still winning this. Like, J.J. Aldrich has a chance. At the end of round 1, I was like, J.J. Aldrich run that fucking round. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Round 2, I was like, all right. I think Horth took that one. Round 3, J.J. stepped up again. J.J. won round 3. I was like, this is simple math. J.J. Aldrich won rounds 1 and 3. Like, it may not feel that way to you, but she did. If she wins 2 out of the 3 rounds, she won the fight. Which she did. That was the correct decision. I'm actually surprised how many people thought Horth won that fight. I understand Horth maybe landed some more strikes, just total numerically, but that's not what this is about here. That's not what this is about here. J.J. Aldrich did her thing. J.J. Aldrich did her fucking thing, man. Great fight for J.J. Aldrich. If you're mad about that, I'll say it again. If you're mad about that, like, you thought that was a robbery, but then later on you thought Charles Jourdain actually fucking beat Kyler Phillips, you need to take a look at yourself in the mirror. Moving on. Melissa Croden versus Daria Jelznikova. I went with Melissa Croden, and it was a bit of a spooky one. Melissa Croden had a slow start in this one. Daria was actually piecing her up on the feet, busting her up, moving around. Daria throws a lot of punches, which is really good for her because she's actually able to land with them, interrupt people as they're trying to attack her. It was working. Daria was fighting a great fight. Once Melissa was able to land a little bit more and more. And she also saw that Daria is quick to flee. She's very quick to actually not just be on the back foot, but actually like turn and flee, turn and run away from this situation. And there was multiple times where Melissa Croden was chasing her down and still punishing her. It was great work. Absolutely great work by Melissa Croden. Moving on. Great fight. Tanner Boser versus Gokhan Sadicham. Tanner Boser came out looking great, actually. Gokhan Sadicham was looking good himself. Mans were both delivering heavy blows. It was going back and forth. Mans knocking each other down, rocking each other crazily. I thought Tanner Boser was maybe giving the better of it, slightly, ever so slightly. Especially with the leg kicks. Tanner Boser was working some leg kicks really well on Gokhan, slowing him down a little bit, kind of stiffening him, stopping him in his tracks, and then tagging him a little bit. And it wasn't like Gokhan wasn't tagging him. Like I said, Gokhan was getting his own shots in. There was a sequence where Gokhan had hurt Tanner. Tanner disengaged, and then at range, Gokhan fucking sniped him with a right hand, I believe. Just beautiful, fully extended, absolutely sniped Tanner Boser. Tanner went down. Great fight. Great fucking fight. Interested in seeing, because, these guys really put it on. Like, hopefully that second wave of, even though Tanner Boser is not necessarily a second wave for him, man was in the UFC before, but I digress. Maybe the blob heavyweight era is over, because those dudes fought at a high-ass pace, and it was a good-ass fight. Moving on. Robert Valentin Frey versus Julian LeBlanc. I went with Julian LeBlanc, but Robert Valentin actually got it done. He got it done. He got it done by submission. It was a very nice submission. It was a clean submission. It was a bit spooky beforehand, but man, Robert Valentin stuck with it. And ended up with the win over Julian LeBlanc. His first win in the UFC in his fourth fight. He was 0-3 coming into this fight, Robert Valentin. And honestly, I thought he was going to go up to 0-4, and I thought that might be the last time that we see Robert Valentin Frey in the UFC. Man came in with a tiny bit of hype, lost it all pretty much. Lost it all pretty much. But he still stuck with it, and he had a very heartfelt post-fight speech about dedicating this fight to his mother, I believe, who, I think he had mentioned something about, like, he was like, yeah, I promised my mother I'd win a fight in the UFC, like, I'd make it, blah, blah, blah. And he had said in his last fight camp, like, that's what I think he said he promised his mom. But his mother had passed. And, and man was crying. And it made a lot of sense to me, because I was like, damn, like, on some real shit, man promised his mom that he would win a fight in the UFC. She never got to see that while she was here. It happened, but she never got to see it while she was here with Robert. But, I thought that was very sad, but very touching, very human to me. It swayed me a little bit. The next time that Robert Valentin fights, I might be rooting for him. Moving on. That was a good fight, though. Oh, God. Marcio Barbosa versus Dennis Bazooka, man. Dennis Bazooka, my New York brother from Staten Island. Shout out Dennis Bazooka. Shout out Staten Island. But they gave Dennis Bazooka a fucking monster in this one. They gave him a fucking monster. Excuse me, just 1 sec. They gave him an absolute monster. And this man, Mauricio Barbosa, and Marcio, not Mauricio. Marcio Barbosa, man has, I think, finished all but one of his fights, or maybe all of his fights, in the first round by KO TKO. Talking about Marcio Barbosa, man has unbelievable power. He knocked Dennis Bazooka the fuck out. Beautiful counter. Dennis Bazooka swung a wild hook, overextended slightly. Marcio ducked under, caught him back with his own. Fucking insane. Smoked him, knocked him off his feet. It was a good fight. Moving on. Gage Young defeats Thiago Moises. This one was a little bit tweaky, but I thought Thiago Moises would have enough, man. And it seemed like he did at first, but then there was just something that happened to Thiago. He just seemed plotty, a little stiff. And Gage Young was able to just win the fight, do his thing. Showboat a little bit at the end. It was a good win for Gage Young. That was pretty simple. Moving on, Jasmine Jasovicic defeats Karine Silva by decision. I thought that was going to happen. I thought maybe Jasmine gets a sub, but nah. Actually, Jasmine was just doing fucking great work. Jasmine was getting takedowns. Karine Silva was dangerous off her back, but Jasmine would grind out a fucking takedown occasionally, do her thing on the feet. She won the fight. It was very calm. It was a very competitive fight, though. More competitive than the odds would have had you believe. This one made me sad, unfortunately. Jai Herbert knocks Mandel Nalo the fuck out in the first round. Mandel Nalo, a.k.a. Moingo, a.k.a. Rat Garbage. I was excited about Mans. I was saying, if you know, you know. We got to get that brother in the tank. Get that brother, Mandel Nalo, in the tank, for real. But jokes aside, I thought Mendel was actually going to make a very nice debut here. They gave him an absolute monster for his fucking debut. If you had to fight Jai Herbert in your UFC debut right now, that would be killer. Jai Herbert, I think y'all have learned now to put some more respect on Jai Herbert's fucking name, for real. I was telling people, most people know Jai Herbert for getting finished by Ilya, or maybe being a decent fighter and then getting finished by Ilya. Jai Herbert really is good, though. He's just fought fucking monsters. And it's a bit of he's had that curse, I think, Jai, where Jai isn't, like, fully, like, no chin. He's not fully no chin. But he is a bit chinny, you know? Like, if he gets clipped, he might get hurt. He might go down. Like, he might not get knocked the fuck out, but he might get knocked down by, like, a glancing blow, like a blow that he doesn't see, you know? Which is often the case, but... Fight starts, Mendel starts putting fucking hands on Jai Herbert, drops him multiple times. He's chasing Jai. Jai's fleeing. And it became one of those sequences where you can see it. It's a guy he's just like, all right, fuck defense. I'm going to try finishing this dude right here, right now. But Jai Herbert is maybe one of those guys that you really shouldn't do that with, because he really is fucking accurate under fire. Even when he's hurt, he can land shots on you that really can hurt you. And that's what happened. He landed one big shot on Mendel. Fucking, it kind of like flash knocked him out right there. And on the ground, Mendel woke up again. I don't know how the fuck he survived. Jason Herzog gave him every benefit of the doubt. Multiple times, in fact. Mendel was able to survive, though. Never recovered. Commentary team's like, all right, you know, Mendel's back on his feet. He never recovered. He was getting, again, he started taking glancing jabs and getting knocked around by them. And the first punch that really landed, I think it landed on his temple, dropped him again. Talking about Mendel. And Jai Herbert finished him. It was a great finish. Great fucking finish. Good win for Jai Herbert, honestly. Jai Herbert needed that one. He deserved that one. That was a really good one. I thought Mendel was going to kick the door down a little bit in his home country of Canada, but no, that was not the case. That fight could have went either way, but Jai Herbert came out on top, was able to stay composed, and got it done. Great fucking fight for Jai Herbert. Great fight overall. This fight really had me pissed. It cost me money. I was upset. Kyler Phillips versus Charles Jourdain. I thought Kyler Phillips won. You literally cannot convince me otherwise that Charles Jourdain won. There's no fucking way that Charles Jourdain won round 3 of that fight. That did not happen. That did not fucking happen. Kyler Phillips won rounds 1 and 3. Again, similar to JJ Aldrich. It's plain as day that motherfucker won rounds 1 and 3, yet somehow all the judges gave it to Charles Jourdain. I don't know fucking why. I literally have no clue why, but Kyler Phillips was putting hands on Charles and taking him down for 4 minutes out of the last 5. In the last minute, Charles Jourdain got a little flurry together, and then even in the last 15 seconds, Kyler Phillips was still doing a couple punches back. I'm not trying to hear that bullshit. Like, if it's close on the feet, but you got takedowns, do you not win the round? Is that not simple enough? I thought that's what it was. Like, you could say shit about damage, but, like, the fuck out of here, man. Like, a bloody nose worth more than like 2.5 minutes of control time? Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? Like, anyways, moving on. Calm robbery. You know, see a couple next week probably. But Gilbert Burns versus Mike Malott. I wanted Gilbert to win, but the pick was Mike Malott by round 2 KO TKO. It came in round 3. Gilbert had moments, but it's time. Man, Father Time is undefeated. It's really a matter of taking the shots that Gilbert had a problem with, not so much giving them. Once Mike landed a couple big shots and started dropping Gilbert, that was the beginning of the end. That was just it. It was a good win for Mike Malott. Hopefully, man can see some more even competition. No disrespect to Gilbert, but that's it. I thought it was going to be a pretty shitty fight card, honestly. A pretty shitty night of fights. Fight night. It wasn't. It was a pretty good card. And I've been telling most of you schmucks that that. Love or hate the UFC, honestly, it's more often than not, it's like that, actually. It'll be a card that you think is shitty. It's actually not bad or pretty good. Straight up. But I hope to see you sooner rather than later. I'm going to try to get the picks out relatively sooner, as well as other content. I might even go out later today and shoot a little bit more. I'm talking about content, not pool. But I'm not saying not pool as well. What the fuck is that? I'm not saying no pool as well, though. But thanks for watching. Like the video. Subscribe to see more content. As always, thanks for watching. Much love. Big kiss.